What's going on, people? It's raining right now, and yes, if you hear that thunderstorm, that's good because the sun isn't out. Sometimes it is. It does have this. It does rain with the sun out. About to put these windows up in a second. I don't care if I start sweating because I am nasty and stinky and dirty. Had a long day at work. One of my areas, put these windows up. One of my areas, they have a fan, so I had to work just sweating. But I had my. This is why you always see me with this same shirt on a lot. I'm gonna move some of my stuff back there. I'm always wearing that same shirt, the same shirt I have on right now because it's hot. And I just don't feel like buying clothes. I'd rather just save my money. So the only thing I spend money on is gas, food, and that's about it. I'm not much of a clothes guy, but I'm in Florida right now, and if you didn't know this about Florida, 10 years ago had a trial that I was watching pretty closely, and I got played by the media. I was played along with a few other my family members and my counterparts. We were all played by the media because if you remember, over 11 years ago, you saw this picture of he looked like a little 12-year-old, and you saw a picture of some guy that looked like possibly he was half black, half Hispanic, half white, or half black, half white. He shot a 17-year-old boy who I believe he was killed because he had a hoodie on, and his only way of defending himself was a bag of Skittles and iced tea. And all that turned out to be a lie. See, the real story was it was a man who was part of the neighborhood watch. And sorry if I'm sweating. I don't care like very much, but it's a little humid and wet. But he was part of the neighborhood watch because they had a lot of break-ins in the area. This is like in Florida, like in the Miami area. They had a lot of break-ins. So, he started a neighborhood watch, and he saw someone that he didn't recognize. So he called 911, and he followed the guy. And as he's following him, the dispatcher asks him, "Are you following him?" They're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, we don't need you to do that." So he's trying to go back to his car, and I guess the guy that he followed felt like, okay, this guy's trying to do something to me. I need to defend myself. I need to do something to make sure I make it home safe. He asks the guy that was following him, the boy is like, "Hey, you got a problem, man?" He was like, "No, I don't." "Well, you do now." He punched him in the face, jumped on him, banged his head against the wall numerous times, where he had bruises, like cuts in the back of his head. And he told him, "Hey, man, I got a gun. He pulled out his weapon, and the boy put his hands up and he shot him in the chest, and he died, I believe, on the scene. People tried to administer CPR, but it was to no avail. He died at 17, and we will both be the same age right now had he not attacked a neighborhood watchman. See, my first notion was it was just a racist that killed a 17-year-old boy for wearing a hoodie, when that had nothing to do with it. It was just a case of a 17-year-old attacks a neighborhood watchman. The neighborhood watchman had a gun. He defended himself. And where the case got his life ruined was the fact that the media wanted to, because every election, there's always going to be some kind of case that gets everybody angry, everybody, especially black people, everybody angry, everybody's attention. And this just happened to be one of them that they chose. See, George Floyd's was the 2020 election. Trayvon Martin was the 2012 election. And all the killings in 2016 and 15 of black men shot by police, they represented those the 2016 election. And I don't want to know what next year has to bring. I don't. But every election is always going to be a case where they highlight a black person dying by the hands of someone that's a cop, a white person, or whatever. They don't have to be white anymore. It could just be someone with a gun. But the real story is what I just told you. That girl that testified on Trayvon's behalf, she was never there during the when he was on the phone. She was not there. She was not present at all. The real girl on the phone, she didn't want to testify in trial. So they got her, they used her as a witness when they knew darn well she wasn't there. She never dated Trayvon. And the girl that he was talking to looked a lot better than the girl that we saw during trial. So that should tell you they were never dating at all. But I was fooled by the media because I believe that they just shot this boy just for the fact that he had a hoodie on. I didn't know. See, they don't tell you facts. They like to. One thing about the media, they know blacks, like myself too, can be very emotional, can be very upset when there's things that you just don't want to hear. And this is an example of that case.